Good evening, everyone. Thanks so much for joining me. My name is Ann Logan, and this is the I'veReadThis.com YouTube channel. Thank you so much for watching this. I know I sporadically post on my YouTube channel, so it's probably always a shock when I have a video come up. So I really do appreciate you guys still tuning in to see these videos. It means a lot to me. Sometimes I just find it easier to just bang out a review on my computer once I've read a book, but every once in a while I feel like I'm just sick of writing, and a video review just makes more sense. So I don't typically choose what books I want to do a video review on based on the book itself. It's just kind of how I'm feeling at the time, and whether or not I have a quiet room to post or to record the video on. So I don't know, you probably can't hear it. My dishwasher's going on in the background. And I'm in my living room, and I probably look very tired because I'm about to go to bed. But first, I want to review this book for you, Dear Evelyn by Kathy Page. So this book won the Rogers Writers' Trust of Canada Prize last year in 2018. And that's a fairly large Canadian book award. I think the prize is $50,000. So it's, definitely nothing to sniff at. And people do tend to pay attention to this award. It's not as popular as, say, the Giller Prize, but it's still a big deal. So, yes, it's an award-winning book. And I'm reading it now because the We've Read This book club that I host chose it for our April book. So we're going to be discussing that on April 17th in Calgary if you're around. And I'm really looking forward to it because I really liked this book, but I suspect some people may not. So I really want to see what people have to say about it. So it's basically about a marriage. It's the portrait of a 70-year-long marriage. This couple gets together. It's either the beginning or just before World War II. And Evelyn and Harry are their names. So Harry goes off to fight. They get married right before he leaves. And Evelyn becomes pregnant with their first child while he's gone. Not while he's gone, he impregnates her. But she has the child while he's away. And they get short little visits over a few years, but they don't see much of each other. And then when he gets back from the war, they have 2 more kids, and they kind of settle into real life marriage. It is clear that Evelyn is the more difficult of the pair. She tends to speak her mind, and that's what attracts Harry to her at first. But he finds it difficult to live with. He tends to be the one who appeases her, and she can be quite emotional and just kind of prickly sometimes. And we follow them through the birth of all their children up until their deaths of old age. So it's quite sad at the end. But what makes the book kind of more sad is the way that their marriage kind of evolves. So I don't really think this is much of a spoiler, but they are kind of unhappy towards the end, at least one of them more so. And they stay together anyways. And I think that's maybe what makes this book so realistic, because I think especially that generation, there is a lot more unhappy marriages, I think, and they didn't always end in divorce. So yeah, it's not a lot technically happens, I guess, in the book, other than kind of these people's day-to-day lives. But it is a quite powerful and affecting novel, so I can see why it won this award. It really does strike a chord with people. And personally, I really liked this book because it makes you look at your own relationships. It made me look at my own marriage from an external perspective. There were, honestly, points where I was am I Evelyn? Am I the difficult one? And I'm sure my husband would agree I am. So, there always seems to be that one person in the relationship who tends to be a little bit more stubborn, and the other maybe has to bend a little for them. So, yeah, it's just, that's what makes the book so interesting, I think, is it makes you look at your own relationships in a different way. And following these two characters along really, it highlights the difference between the generations as well, I think. This was the generation that really expanded the middle class. They built a big house in the suburbs together, and that kind of takes over their life. So, I would say this book is I would recommend this book. I did really enjoy it. It may not be for everyone. Some people might find it really boring, especially if, you're not married and you can't see yourself ever being married. Maybe this book would just solidify the fact that you shouldn't get married for some people. I don't know. But I really enjoyed it, so I do recommend it. Smokey's sleeping right here beside me. She's sleeping on our new blue couch. And you guys haven't seen Smokey in a while. Say hi, Smokey. So that's it for today. Thanks so much for tuning in again. I really appreciate it. And I will be reviewing another book probably in another month or so on here. Thanks for following along on my blog. It's I'veReadThis.com. I'll include the link below, and I'll also include links to my other social media channels if you want to follow along there, because I tend to post on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram much more often than I do on YouTube. So thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye!